Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, bringing you a grand solar minimum update on Thursday, June 7th, 10:36 p.m. Mountain Time 2018. You're looking at Fissure 8, massively fountaining up to 180 feet and widening. This is a large enlargement since yesterday. Look at the sulfur dioxide in the clouds that are nucleated by the volcanic aerosols, and just the haze and the lays and you can look at the seismic activity at the caldera is increasing over the last 4 hours, and we're waiting for a large phreatic event to emerge from the main caldera. It has been outgassing quite dramatically today, but no major explosions up to the 3.8 magnitude range. Thank you, Volcano YT, for setting this up and keeping us updated live here as we watch this ongoing event. Geologic history being created before our very eyes as we descend into the grand solar minimum. Volcanic eruptions worldwide are increasing, and we are witnessing cosmic ray flux excite the muons in the subsurface and heating this magma, causing this enhancement. We're going to get back to it. Cold air, snow, and severe weather to punch northwest U.S., western Canada this weekend. Take a look at this footage. It's amazing. This is not CGI. That is an F4, F5 tornado, completely deadly. That's amazing. AccuWeather. Oh dear. We've got this swirly thing. An out-of-season storm will send cold air, gusty winds, high country snow, and locally severe thunderstorms across the northwestern U.S. It's going to play down there. Get out of here. Check it out, folks. Unusually chilly this weekend for the western U.S., especially the northwest. Falling snow levels, highs 10 to 15 degrees below normal. Hypothermia risk to hikers. Thunderstorms can be severe. We'll be talking about this. Severe storms Sunday afternoon through evening. Talking damaging winds through Saskatchewan, Regina, entering into Winnipeg later. Bismarck, heads up. Here's the front. So we're talking eastern Montana, western North Dakota. Severe thunderstorm warning Sunday afternoon to evening. Let's get back to it. Snow may dip to past levels in the Cascades and Rockies and the peaks on the Olympics and coastal mountains in the region. While an accumulation on the roads and over the passes is not likely, motorists are likely to face sudden, strong wind gusts and poor visibility. Temperatures will be trimmed by 10 to 15 degrees Fahrenheit. Meanwhile, more significant temperature plunge of 20 to 40 Fahrenheit is projected over the interior, with the greatest crash over the mountains. Temperatures will dip 10 to 20 Fahrenheit lower than the actual temperature. Some cooler air will reach as high far south as the northern parts of California, Nevada, and Utah. They're confused. Look at this map. This jet stream is everywhere. Eventually, cooler air will reach the Dakotas early in the week. It is going to be chilly, folks. 90 degrees and snow this weekend. Heads up, Montana. 90 degrees will be your high, followed by that cold front dipping through, bringing snow as low as 5,000 feet. This is insane. Can you say grand solar minimum much? He wore a suit for the occasion. Heads up. Rain, snow, and cold front trails Atlantic Canada. Low pressure crosses central Quebec today, reaching western Labrador by this evening, then progresses very slowly across that province by Friday into Saturday. Mostly light rain and showers expected, and this trailing cold front will also impact the Maritimes, which are completely fluxed due to the grand solar minimum. We're going to get to that in a moment. Some snow may mix for the west. Some. It looks like 5 to 10 centimeters in some areas here of British Columbia, and 2 to 5 centimeters in most of Saskatchewan here on the border, in a huge area, hundreds of square miles, as well as snow in northern Idaho. What are they talking about? Let's go to the GFS model to break it down. Here you can see by Friday, June 8th, snow entering British Columbia. And according to the GFS model, dumping as much as 3 feet of snow here in the mountains. Now, we know they're a little high here, but the snow quickly spreads throughout northwestern United States, falling all the way through Tuesday. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Heads up, there is the eastern Canada with heavy snow coming in as we enter summer. 416 fire forces new evacuations could reach homes as soon as right now. The 416 fire burning 10 miles north of Durango, 40 miles west of here in southwestern Colorado, has surpassed the 5,100 acre mark of burned terrain, and it could reach residences as soon as now. So we're going to be watching this closely because it's right up the road. Forecasts are for poor weather quality, poor air conditions all through the night to tomorrow afternoon throughout Durango to Bayfield, not reaching Pagosa yet, thankfully. Still staying 10 to 15 miles to the west of us, but that could change. If this fire grows, we're going to be experiencing some very poor air quality in this area. Unusual killer frost hits the Maritimes, and it is not over. We just saw the GFS model showing another snow event as we enter the summer solstice. Temperatures plunge to -4°C in Canada. Crops across the Canadian Maritimes sustain widespread damage after a sharp plunge in spring temperatures, which we predicted and we covered, causing an unusual killer frost on the same day. A rare June snow accompanied by frigid wind chills hit Newfoundland. Environment Canada issued yet another frost advisory for early June 7th for all of Atlantic Canada, and we're issuing 11th of June. Everything from Nova Scotian wine grapes to the island asparagus was harmed. That's a complete loss. Record lows were set early Monday. Ian Hubbard, a meteorologist from Environment Canada, said in Kentville, Nova Scotia, it dropped to -2°C, marking a huge shift from 28 degrees high on Friday, which had set off a growth spurt in a variety of crops before the frost hit. That is the worst case scenario right there. A rare June snow accompanied by frigid wind chills hit Newfoundland on the same day. Temperatures dropped down to -1°C. And that is crazy. Wind chill was at -7°C. And there is more cold weather in the forecast. Let's talk about Perth weather. Cold snap as winter hits southern half of Western Australia with a vengeance. Winter hits Perth with a shock after temperatures dipped to 4.7 degrees Celsius, making it the morning the coldest day of the year so far. Generally, with cold fronts, hence the name, they signal the arrival of cold air, and obviously some cold fronts bring colder air than others. This was one that was particularly cold. In fact, the coldest day in 9 years, according to some sources. Heads up. I thought, hey, Bomb, I thought you said it was going to be above normal. Seismic update. Hawaii is continuing to rock and will not stop. We have no other quakes of note above this in the 6 or higher range. We are in a current drought, which is not looking good. So the next seismic tremor in the high magnitude could be a big one. And the Kilauea caldera is now erupting in fashion live as we're doing the update, as I thought it would. And Fissure 8 is now emanating a little stronger here. Look at the trail of volcanic ash and gases, sulfur dioxide emanating here up into the atmosphere as the main caldera increases in intensity. Just a major seismic activity occurring just now. You can see it here on the seismogram. And something of that magnitude is definitely going to triggered by collapse in the main caldera, which is going to be a phreatic eruption. So this will be increasing in the next 5 minutes to 30 minutes because as a shield volcano, these events are very slow. They're slow events. They're not violent and quick. like the more silicious rich magma of the fuego type volcano. But look at this long-lived seismic event. This is obviously signaling a large eruption coming from the main caldera, which is imminent. So big puff coming out of here. Come check them out in a minute. Let's quick get on with the update so we can get this done. Worldwide volcano news update. We have the Ulan volcano now coming out just moments ago. Didn't see that when I started the update, so we'll have to check into that. Dukono, Reventador, continuous emissions from Dukono definitely darkening the atmosphere here. We have Kilauea, Sakurajima, Sabancaya, and San Miguel. Heads up, San Miguel. Oh dear. We have 2 new volcanoes in the last 24 hours adding to the fray. Here's Volcan Dan San Miguel. This is in El Salvador. And you could see back here on February, the seismic uptick began. And then here, March. And then as we enter April, increasing. May. And now in June, major uptick. And this is a violent eruptive stratocone, San Miguel in El Salvador. Minor activity now, eruption warning 3 out of 5. This is a grand solar minimum volcano erupting extensively in the Dalton and Maunder minimums. Typical eruption style, small to moderate phreatic and phreomagmatic summit explosions, which means steam, ash, and lava. Anyone living around the base of this volcano is in harm's way currently. During the past 2 weeks, the activity at the volcano has been increasing visibility. The volcano has been emitting a diffuse gas plume, sometimes containing some ash. Since 22 May, Marne reports there have been significant increases in the number of earthquakes under the summit crater. I just showed you the seismic graph, with a predominance of low and high frequency shallow earthquakes located mostly under the active crater. This is indicative of outgassing of ash and voids in the magma system as new lava flows into that system. So we're going to be looking for a large explosive eruption coming from San Miguel any moment. So if you're in that area, heads up, get away from that volcano and do not lose your flesh. We are almost out of the woods, guys, and that's boom. Now is the time to prepare. We're getting some amazing images from Fuego, complete devastation. We're probably looking at loss of life of over 260 people. And we can see some of the devastation here. This entire city has been buried. These are coming out today. You can see some of the pyroclastic flows where people taking selfies were filming their own death, because these flows move in upwards of 50 to 80 miles per hour between 1,000 and 1,600 degrees Fahrenheit, and literally will take the flesh right off your bone. Do not stop and take a picture, or you will be buried, just like they were in Pompeii. Hey, hey. And that's a boom. Look at this footage. You're going to get links to this article. It's completely devastating. It is unprecedented what happened. Shocking satellite photos show entire towns obliterated after Fuego burned them in tons of ash, crushed hundreds of homes, and burned over 300 people alive. Hey, it's a tea time knot. That's what happens when you put a golf course at the base of a volcano. Similar things happening at Kilauea, where idiots convince the masses to move into very dangerous places because of the low prices. You get what you pay for. Oh, that is unfortunate. Absolutely devastating footage here. Let's talk about some of the realities. The Army wants tracked vehicles that will run deep snow at 50 below. I guess they weren't consulting Al Gore on this new program, but they were consulting the graphs and the science. They're well aware that cosmic ray flux leads to cloud nucleation and cooling on the Earth. Agenda 21 is all about the truth of you are here and the empire is going to fail. They're going to use it to their advantage this time. They want population reduction because the resources are limited and they need control. So they need tracks for their personal army, which is going to be totally climate controlled in here. And probably there's refrigerators and Perrier and other food sources in here, which you will not have be privy to unless you grow your own food. Are you ready? Proper prior planning will prevent piss poor performance during the deployment of Agenda 21. Climate change can be stopped by turning air into gasoline. This is coming from Harvard. A Harvard professor says his company, I thought Harvard was a university. His company, his Harvard company, university company, should be able to suck carbon dioxide out of the atmosphere, killing the biosphere and filling your car with gasoline. This is happening by 2021. Unfortunately, if you're not prepared by 2021, it's a wrap, kids. I hope you're ready because the nonsense is thickening. It's called the quickening. The Hopi predicted it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Google the quickening. You're living it. Now, here are the facts. Climate change science, temperature trend analysis. We're talking about cooling ocean air temps. Yes. Presently, sea surface temps are the best available indicator of heat content gained or lost for the Earth's climate system. And the facts are in, kids. We're going to open this up for you. Boom! Yes, Denzel, we love you. Now is the time to prepare. Are you ready? Because our predictions are coming true and the decrease, just look at it. We are falling well below the multi-year average here and the slope is quite apparent. And these are some of the sources that NOAA and NASA use to obfuscate the truth. So this isn't even purely unadulterated data. This is all the data. All the data, even the data that is tainted, is leaning down. They can't even make it go up anymore, kids. The facts are in. The anomalies have reached the same levels as 2015. Taking a longer view, we can look at the record since 1995, that year being an ENSO neutral year, and thus a reasonable starting point for considering the past 2 decades. On that basis, we can see the plateau in ocean temp is persisting. Since last October, all oceans have cooled. Any upward bumps have been erased. Huh. The facts are in. The detailed UAH ocean temps provided below show no global warming. In fact, a rapid global cooling since 2016, and we are now in unprecedented territory as predicted by solar physics, plasma physics, historical documentation, climatology, anthropology, geology. It is over, kids. The time is now to start preparing for the future, which is a future with grid failure, global unrest, and famine. If you're not in a rural area, you need a bug out plan, and you need to get out quickly. You need to run through all the scenarios that may happen in the future. Here is the sea ice thickness for June 6th, and as predicted by us, it is now in the multi-decadal average, now at a 7-year high, and it is quickly, rapidly increasing, probably to a 20-year high in the next 3 weeks. This is unfolding before your very eyes. It is not slowing down. In fact, there is evidence in Greenland today that it is now quickly enhancing. Here you can see 2011-12, how the mass ice budget in Greenland, following the average here, where it should be now falling off, it is now increasing rapidly, doing the exact opposite. This is unprecedented territory on Greenland. We are now growing at 3 gigatons of ice per day in a time where we should be neutral or losing ice. Greenland is still gaining 3 gigatons of ice per day as we enter summer, and it is increasing at a rapid rate. Those are the facts. Are you ready? Now is the time to prepare. There is nothing left to do. You can continue to listen to the hype or listen to the facts. Dr. Tim Ball knows what's been going on for decades. And now we're watching it transpire before your very eyes. The rapid cooling of the planet, which is going to happen because that's what the cosmos wants to happen. Has nothing to do with you. Everything to do with you has to do with proper prior planning now to learn how to grow food or bug out on an instant to get somewhere safe so you can survive and thrive in the future. When they start to control the cities and they block the borders and you can't move around, it's too late. Start now. Time's wasting. I hope you got something out of the video. We love each and every one of you. We're not here to scare you. We're here to prepare you. One step at a time, one thing at a time, one day at a time. You can do it. We're doing it. And it's been 3 years now, and I don't feel ready. So you need to start now. Heads up. Be safe. And that's a boom.